PlayStation 4, HBO, outputs HDMI on Android, and so much more. It is Friday, February something, I'm not sure, but let's get into today's news with iWake. Welcome back to another edition of iWake. If you are watching the video, you'll notice the setting much different with a darkened background and some candlelight looking things. That would be me in the car. I am waiting for a 7 p.m. showing here at the theater, so I thought, hey, I've got 30, 40, 50 minutes to kill. Let me record an edition of iWake. So my apologies for not doing a show yesterday. I basically just didn't get around to doing it. My apologies there. Let's get into today's news. And yesterday's news, for that matter. So first up, I just want to mention the HBO Go app for Android now allows HDMI output for those users. So similarly how iPad and iPhone users have AirPlay, Android people, you got to use an HDMI cable. It just really does showcase the differences between Apple and iOS, or Apple and Android, or iOS and Android. That AirPlay, this elegant solution, is what we use versus a cable is what Android people still need to use. Next up, I wanted to just mention this little cool post on NPR. It's about the magazine. This is a magazine newsletter type thing for iOS. It uses a newsstand. It's by Marco Arment, the creator of Instapaper. He mentions in this article that writers are paid $800 per article. There are no ads, and it was available only until recently available on iPhones and iPads. So it sounds like it's going to some other platforms. And he has 25,000 subscribers who pay $2 a month. Apple takes 30%, leaving Arment about $35,000 a month. The cost putting out the magazine is about $20,000 per month. So roughly, that makes it sound like he makes $15,000 a month. Roughly $4,000 goes to the writers, the rest to copy editors, illustrators, and photographers and editors. And this is quite remarkable how much of a profit there is if you're successful at this, doing this low-cost subscription. Next up is the PlayStation 4. I don't have a bunch to say about this, but there is some cool things to say. And first, I want to start off with the reaction from the press in that Sony failed to actually show what the PlayStation 4 looks like. We still don't know what this box will look like. So here's some reaction from the press. Stefan Alex at Tenet. I'm dying here. Show us the PS4. It's been over an hour. And then we've got from Chris Ziegler at Z-Power. I mean, if you're okay with not being shown PS4 at a PS4 announce event and not learning about PS4 specs, I don't know what to tell you. Business Insider's video team will be very disappointed tomorrow that you can't do a video of an invisible product. Popular Science, we don't say this lightly, worst press conference ever. And there's so much more, but it's kind of hilarious to see all the reactions as far as the PS4 and the lack of a hardware. So they're basically moving to PC-like hardware, so it'll share much of the code base with PC games, which will bring an interesting thing for PC games. They're cutting off PS3 games, so this will be PS4 only games, no backwards compatibility with PS2 or 3. So people will still need to hang on to those if they want to play those still. There will be this ability to stream and download games. So while a game is downloading, you'll be able to play that game. There will be a separate chip for downloading, so you can actually download while the the PlayStation is off. And it seems like there's a lot of cool things going on. One of the cool things is PS Vita. They're going to make a push that developers let people play games that they bought for the PS4 on the Vita. So they're doing some cool things here. There will be an iOS app for second screen experience. But I'm not going to dive in much more than that. It is a cool thing, but not much more to say at this point from me, at least. Perhaps on another edition of iWake, I'll dive into it a bit more. Next up is that of Bare Bones Software. They have released Text Wrangler 4.5, And the big news here is for those Retina MacBook Pro users. It now supports your device, so there you go. This is a big text editing app for the Mac, and something that many users on the Mac really do like. It's available through the developer's website or directly there on the App Store. Next up is a weird thing from Google. So we've got Google ChromeBook Pixel. This is a $1,300 Chromebook. Yes, $1,300 Chromebook. Now, this is one of the craziest ideas I've heard of. So Chromebook, for those that don't know, is a device that runs a web browser-based operating system. There's 4.3 million pixels in this device. It's a 12.85-inch screen, and it's got basically 239 pixels per inch, which is quite good. It also is touch-enabled. You can tap, pinch to zoom, or swipe. So this is a Chromebook that has touch, that has a keyboard, that has a trackpad. It's $1,300, and this is just kind of silly to me. It seems a bit weird. What is the market for a web browser only based computer? Especially the fact that the web isn't that pretty in high resolution. You're dealing with stuff that isn't designed for Retina yet. People of the Retina MacBook Pro, a lot of them don't like the web experience because the web experience is still not up to par. So if you do want more information about this, it's available in the show notes for this show, and it's available, I believe, today from the Google Play Store. Next up, MLB At Bat has been updated for the 2013 season. So if you're an MLB At Bat person, the baseball season is right around the corner. The app is updated, and there are two main subscription options. The high-end $130 per season offering is everything. Live, home and away television broadcasts. That is out of market. You can't watch in-market games. And there's also a $25 per month offering for those that want that. And there's a cheaper version, which is available as in-app purchase, $20 per season, $3 per month. Offers both home and away radio broadcasts with no black hat restrictions. So if you're an audio-only guy, that is an option as well. So pretty cool news there. This is something available on the Apple TV as well for those that do that kind of watching. So with that said, let's move on to the next story of today's show. That is the fact that Apple has seeded to developers iOS 6.1.3 Beta 2. This is a fix, Apple says, for the passcode bug. So if you have run into this, that is what that is all about. Netflix has been updated for iOS with UI changes. There's a zoom icon and much more. Square is now offering a $300 business in a box. So for those business owners that want to start doing credit cards, this is a really cool point of sale solution. So what do you get with this? Well, Square is giving people an iPad stand, a cash drawer, and some other goodies inside of there for their business offering. So it's $300, and it seems like a really cool thing that they're doing. So next up, I just want to mention that Google Glasses have expanded their glass offering to explorers. So basically, you do free public advertising for Google Glass, and if you're lucky, you get to pay $1,500 to buy these in advance of the rest of the public. This is something, oh boy, I could go on several rants here, but I won't. If you want more information about this, it is in the show notes. Next up today is the fact that Audible has released a universal app that now supports the iPad. Before it was just iPhone only, now it supports the iPad. So good news there for those that want it. Tweetbot for Mac has added updates for Vine and some other things. So if you are a Tweetbot user on the Mac, that is another thing to keep in mind. Next up today, again from yesterday's notes, is that Office Depot is merging or buying out Office Max. So there will be only one big name in town besides Staples, I guess. So Office Max Depot is now going to be a thing. And that will do us for today's show. There's a lot going on in the Apple world, and this is what I want to cover for you guys today. Thank you for staying subscribed and listening to iWake or watching iWake. I really do thank you for that. For show notes, iWakePodcast.com is where you can go. For the video version, youtube.com/TCHATEN. And also, I do some books. I write books. I have a couple out. iPod Evolution. More information about that book, iPodEvolution.net. And I have this poetry book. It's $3. Who doesn't have $3? Who doesn't want to hear some stuff from Tim's heart? Why not? Go to poetry, or just search in iTunes for poetry video. Poetry video, it's $3, and that's a great way to support myself as well as this podcast. So with that said, I will talk to everyone again on Monday. iWake again, subscribers. I will have some content for you out this weekend. So have a great weekend. I'll talk to everyone again real soon.